Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to continue the parsing of this bag of rough. So reminder, this is ungraded rough. It's just coming from the mine. The very good part, the obvious parts were removed. The meh ones were left. And as of today, we're just checking what we've got, what is trash, what is either potential or at least decorative in a jar, and what is worth making a video about. So for now, this is what we have that's worth making a video about. There's the color bar that's here, not so big, but is there. This is what might give something, might not. And here we'll have trash. I removed the trash because it was just gonna fill the whole camera. So without further ado, let's do it. If you haven't seen the first part, I suggest you do. And let's dive into it. So here we're gonna have our first pinch. Mostly smallish rocks. But I prefer small with color than well, just big gray potch. Let's see. I don't see anything in this. This. This could have been good, just because there's black patch here, but there's no color above it. So it is also trash. This is more uncolored patch. Yeah, completely plain. Here, what do we have? We have some more colorless patch and a lot of sand. Colorless patch. I've had pieces like this that had some color pop out with the light, but in this case we have indeed completely nothing. I said this one seemed to have some color. I'm trying to find it. There we see it at the bottom, but I think it's basically nothing. It's very, very small, so it's going to be a this is interesting. You see it on camera, but I don't see it without. I'm gonna put it in the word investigating. Maybe I can remove the brown stone, and under it might be potch with the color. Worth trying. Here we have an open nubby with no color. Yep, nothing. Let's see. This is also a little piece of nothing. I see this has some color at the top. It's incredibly thin, however. So I would only keep it as a maybe or as a possibly for a doublet, although I'm not a fan of making doublets. This is nothing. This is just some crystal above a black base, but no color. I see a tiny ball of color here. I'm fairly certain it's not gonna turn into anything though, so I'm gonna put it in with the trash. Nice piece of sand. Ah, now this is interesting. Very nice color. It's a shame that the patch is different, and it seems like it's very, very thin. But I think definitely there's something that can be done with that. Even if the backing is not quite consistent, uh, that could still be a 0.7, 0.8 carat stone, and with such a good red, we can hope for some value. I'm gonna put it here with the in the ones that might make videos. This is not going to be a very difficult job to. It's not going to be it's not going to be a very difficult job to shape it. I think we're just going to remove all this. All this here might try to bring it in a bit from this side just to see if we can find the end of the color bar and whether we want to go down a bit on this side. But realistically, I think it's already pretty much what it's going to be. This is sand. This is sand. This is sand around some patch. Not doesn't seem to be colorful. We can just try to yeah, I think it's going to be only sand on the inside. I just rubbed it a bit, and it's basically just sand that comes off very quickly, so that means there's nothing in there. Piece of sand. Piece of patch with no color. I'm a bit curious about the inside, but I don't think it's worth going on about. I think I'm gonna just put it here for in the potentials just for my own amusement. I'm gonna remove all the little scraps from here because there's nothing that can be done with these little particles. Uh, let's see this one. And we've got nothing. Quite, it's quite lovely putch pattern, but there's no color, so really I wouldn't uh, expect anything out of it. And I don't think that the black is strong enough and big enough to make a backing for the black. Here, what do we have? We have sand, my old friend. Here we've got a very nice color bar. Very nice color bar. Sorry. So, very nice color bar, very thin though, and it seems like it faces at the top. So I'm gonna have to remove. I'm gonna have to remove this and get this shard. It might. It's gonna be very thin. I might actually lose the tip here because of how thin it is, but then I could be able to make a stone that's maybe 5 to 6 millimeters long, narrow, but I'm very excited about this brightness. So let's put it here. This is nothing. We have nothing. We have nothing. We have sand. We have sand. We have, let me guess, sand. No, we have some putch with actually a bar, but the bar doesn't have any color, so that makes it, well, trash. Some putch with no color. This one has a tiny bit of color. You can see it here and here, and it goes actually around to here. So I think it might be shaped into something that's a bit pretty, but not a stone per se for jewelry. All right, let's go for a second pinch. I was gonna say hopefully better, but realistically, I've got two pieces I like from the other in this parcel, in this the first bench, these two. So that's interesting. I would love to make my money back on this. Although it's all good fun either way. Let's see. What do we have? We have nothing. We have some matter of very weak flashes here. And nothing on this side, so actually I think it might just be this sand, giving the illusion that there's something in there. Nothing from the bottom. Nothing from the top. There seemed to be some matter of blue here, but it's really nothing. I don't even see it without the camera, and realistically, it's going to be full of inclusions. There's a tiny speck of color there. Also here, but this is the kind of stone where there's some color on the stone, not on the potch, and when you grind, basically you just lose the color. You're never gonna get a good stone out of this. I said this one seems to have some color. Oh yes, let me get closer. So here it's very small. I don't think this is good enough to be a gem. It's just too small. It's going to be 0.3 carat. It's going to be impossible to work on, but I think at the very least I can use it as one of my pretties if I just remove if I just keep this part. Yeah, that's what it's going to be with this one. Pretty. Some sand. Just a grain nubby. Anything on the other side? Nope, just sand. Just sand. Great patch. Some of them I'm going a bit fast over because I can tell there's not going to be anything, so I don't necessarily find find the point. See the point in them trying to get them to focus and just say, well, it's nothing, and remove it right away. This is nothing. There's there seems to be some color there, but because it doesn't show up on the other side and it's very close, we can tell it's basically not going anywhere. So it's trash. This one has some color here. Yes, yes. So we see that there's a tiny color bar here. I would remove the top. It's probably not going to give. No, I can actually tell it's not going to give a stone, but it can go in the pretties for sure. Big block of sand with some potch. Let's go for the big one. What do we have here? We have a lot of potch. Some seems to have some bluish hue here, but I would not consider it to be anything. I can tell it's not going to give anything. So I'm gonna trash it. This is just sand. This is nothing. Well, these two are coming together, but they're just sand, both of them. Just sand. I saw this one have a little flash. I don't know if I can. Yes, here we see the blue. We see the bit of green. I think. Um, I I'm just gonna give it a quick rub to check to see if it seems to come from the other side or if what I see is all there is. The advantage with very sandy stone is that it goes quick to remove another side and see if there is or not something. And yes, in this case there is nothing. I removed this side and we see it's just sand going deep in. This is also just sand. And here we have sand. So where it's progressing, we can hope to get more pretties. I like that I got some more stones that might turn into something. I'm excited to explore, especially this one. I think it can be a nifty little gem that could be of interest for jewelry. It's not that visible, but in real life you see more of the green and the orange. My camera is only picking up the red, but it is there and it's very nifty. So until the next video, guys.